Here are 10 things that every Akai MPC Live 2 owner should know. How's it going, everyone? I hope all of you are doing well. Thank you guys for visiting the channel today. If you guys enjoy this video, find this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and like the video. If you know any tips for our beginner new users of the MPC Live 2, make sure to leave it in the comment section below. The first tip that I'm going to talk about today is the multi-touch feature. When I first purchased my MPC Live, the original one, I found myself doing this when searching for sounds. What I wasn't aware of at the time is that if you include either one or two more fingers, you can scroll a lot faster. If you use 3, it usually takes you all the way to the bottom. Pretty cool, huh? Now, the next tip that I would like to talk about is editing multiple samples all at once. The way you do this is you go to the menu, program edit, make sure you're on the correct program. As you can see, I have 4 samples right here. We go up here to the edit zones. We select multiple. Select all the pads that we would like to edit all at once. You can select multiple or you can select all. In my scenario, I'm pretending like there's other sounds here that I don't want to touch, that I just want to edit these 4 right here. Now, the cool thing about this is I can go to my filter envelope option. I can select my cutoff and it'll affect all the 4 pads that are selected. The main reason why I like to do this is when I'm working with the sample and you happen to hear a lot of clicking, you can change the attack of all of the selected samples and it'll eliminate the clicking sound that comes from chopping a sample. The next tip that I would like to talk about is turning on and off your time correction. A lot of the times I find myself using the time correction quite often. Sometimes I'll use it to time the snare, swing it a little bit, hi-hats, etc. What I don't ever use it on, at least as of recently, is the kick drum. So the quickest way to turn that off is just holding Shift TC and it turns it off completely. Shift TC turns it on. It's as simple as that. Tip number 4 is how to quickly select a track. There might be a sound that you added that's not really complementing the rest of your beat and you want to get to it quickly so you can change it, eliminate it, etc. So for example, if I wanted to select track 4 without having to scroll like this to the right, you hold down menu and you select the track that you would like to go to. Now, this is very convenient, especially if you happen to have 16 tracks full of sounds. And my 5th tip is in regards to the project default. We're going to go to menu, we're going to hit the little gear, we're going to hit project defaults. Normally it is set to demo template recent. I have that set to off. This is where you can adjust your tempo. This is where you can also adjust how many bars you want within a session. Default pad slice. This is where you can even change the filter in your program to whatever you like, whatever setting you want. You can even change the default synth to whichever instrument is included within the standalone. This is a must-do for every producer, especially if you find yourself working in a specific tempo, working with a certain amount of bars, or working with specific plugin synths or filters. Tip number 6 is going to be how to delete automation. Let's say you accidentally record or you recorded a passive automation that you just aren't happy with. You're going to hit erase and go to automation. You can select the parameter that you want, mute, aftertouch, or you can delete all the automation if that is something that you want to do. Press do it, and that's it. Tip number 7 is in regards to the XYFX feature. We're going to hold shift next sequence, and it's going to load up this XYFX. You're going to put insert. The cool thing about this is that it's very reminiscent of the Roland SP404SX in terms of that beat repeat type of feature. But in my opinion, this one is better because it gives you the option to adjust the attack, release, and the amount of wet and dryness to it. By doing this, it allows you to add a little bit more character to your beat repeats. You can even go ahead and change the type of preset you want. You have a lot of options. You can even change it to tape stop, ring modulation, wave folder, delay, flanger, phaser, etc. Pretty cool. Tip number 8 is a very destructive tip. So let's say we have a beat that you would like to delete. You absolutely don't like it. You're not going to use it. So make sure to select the file that you want to delete. You're going to hold down shift. It's going to bring down these options right here. Delete file, drive info, load all. I'm going to delete file. It's going to give you one last window asking you whether are you sure that you want to delete this file. Make sure that you're 100% sure, because once you do this, you cannot retrieve the file anymore. Delete. Done. The next tip that I have for you guys today is going to be in regards to the program edit. We're going to go to LFO modulation. And I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, it's automatically set to one shot, but sometimes you want to set a sample or a drum pattern to note off, which means that for as long as you hold the pad is how long the sample or drum sound or whatever you have on the pad will play. The last and final tip that I have for you guys is a cool one, especially if you're into sound design. Let's say that I add, I don't know, a delay effect, and I crank it up, crazy timing, change the width, and let's say, you know what, I'm going to release this in a sample pack of some kind, or I'm going to use it and drag it into another sampler or another device, drag it into my computer. I want to save it. All you have to do is click this little down arrow. It'll ask you how long do you want your audio tail to be. I'm going to say 5 seconds because I'm using a delay. And you press. And now the benefits of this is that it relieves your MPC Live CPU because it's not using any plug-in processing. You keep the delay as is. And the best way to save this would be to go to the menu screen, click this little pencil tool, save current sample, and save it to whatever drive of your choice. Name it whatever you want, and you'll have that sample saved along with its delay. I hope this helped out a lot of the new users that are using the MPC Live 2 or any of the other MPC devices. And I hope if you're a veteran or a longtime user, you learned something new today as well. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.